Hi, today we're going to be looking at graphing on a coordinate grid. Okay, let's look at what that means. Okay, the first thing that we got to look at is um, the actual name. So we call the grid and the pairs the Cartesian plane. And the name, the Cartesian plane, uh, is in honor of the French philosopher and mathematician René Descartes, who developed the coordinate system. So because his last name is Descartes, we call it the Cartesian plane. So we've named it after him in honor of the fact that he came up with it. So the system takes in an ordered pair, right, to describe the coordinates of a point. As an example, 8 and 4. And it's written this way in brackets or parentheses. So you open up the bracket, you write the first number, 8, for example. You then write a comma, then you put the second number, 4, and then you close the bracket. So let's look at what this ordered pair means. So if we have this coordinate, this grid system here, and we have the vertical axis, right? So the vertical axis goes up and down, okay? It's also sometimes called the y-axis, so vertical axis or y-axis. And here we have the horizontal axis that goes left to right, and sometimes the horizontal axis is called the x um, axis. Okay, so these are the same thing. So if we have the x or horizontal axis and the y and vertical axes right here, um, and you have to remember when you're creating a grid, you always start in the first point right here at 0. So this is 0 for both. And here we're incrementing the horizontal axis by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we're incrementing it by 2. And we're doing the same thing with the vertical axes by 2. So 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, and so on and so forth. So when we get an ordered pair like this, 8, 4, how do we how do we how do we plot that coordinate? Okay, well the first number always corresponds with the x-axis, or also known as the horizontal axes. Okay, these are the same thing. So if someone says horizontal axes or x-axis, these are the same thing. The second number in the pair always corresponds with the y-axis or the vertical axis. Okay, so if someone says vertical axis or y-axis, these are the same thing. So let's go ahead and see how we would plot a number like this. So we look at 8, and since it corresponds with the horizontal axis, we come here to the horizontal axis and we see where 8 is. Well, 8 is right here, right? So we keep that in mind. And then we look at the second number, which is 4, which is the y-axis, which is right here. And I've drawn two arrows here. So the red arrow and the green arrow. So we look at 8 and we look at 4, and we draw a line here and we draw a line, and we see where they intersect, and that's where we put the point. So 8 comma 4, so this pair, this ordered pair, is plotted right here. Cool? Let's look at some examples and let's see if we could do it together. So in this example, we have a question that says plot the following coordinates: 7, 8. Okay, well remember what 7 corresponds with? 7 always corresponds with the horizontal axis, and 8 always corresponds with the vertical axis. Now I wanna make sure that I'm clear here. It's not the number 8 that corresponds with the vertical axis. The first number always corresponds with the horizontal, and the second number always corresponds with the vertical. So if we look at the horizontal axis, 7, we look at this and we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, we have no 7, but we know that this is 6 and we know that this is 8. So 7 probably lives somewhere here, correct? And then on the vertical axis, it's 8. Well, we know 8 is right here. So if we were to draw, sorry about that. So if we were to draw a line, 8 and 7, it'll probably intersect right about here. So this point right here is 7, 8. Let's look at this, 4 and 9. Remember, the first number in an ordered pair always corresponds with the horizontal axes. And the second number in the ordered pair always corresponds with the vertical axes. So let's have a look at this. 4 is right here, right? And 9 is, well, this is 8 and this is 10, so 9 is probably around here. So if we draw two lines, let's see where they meet. Okay, if we draw two lines, they probably meet somewhere around here. So this point right here is 4, 9. Okay, pretty easy stuff, right? Remember, always the first number is the horizontal axis, the second number is the vertical axis. Okay, thank you for watching.